From blockbuster movies to comic book strips, black characters have been shaping our media narrative for years. But it's kind of difficult to put your finger on who are the definitive black superheroes or the black supervillains. Well, I tried to come up with a list of them, and it was really quite difficult. At least more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I was like, sure, I could think of 10 black superheroes. I could think of 10 black supervillains easily. And then I actually tried to, and it was like, oh, snap. Then I thought, nah, maybe it's just a comic book thing. Let me look for 10 black leads in video games. Not much luck there. 10 black lead villains in video games. Not much luck there either. So it took me a while to actually really compile this list. Now, to be fair, my channel is for everybody. We don't discriminate on my channel, but being that I look the way that I am and I enjoy the cultures that I enjoy, it's a good idea for me to share some things from my background, which I appreciate, in the hopes that maybe it might inspire some creative or some young executive out there to pick up these characters and actually bring them to our screens and to our video games a lot more. I'm a millennial, which might be hard to tell, but I sometimes have to remind myself just how lucky I am to grow up in an era or a generation where there was a lot more black representation in media. Now, although the representation varies quite a bit, and you could make an argument to say, hey, the majority of our representation are either just supporting roles or really like negative stereotypes, there are still a few characters that cut through those narratives and was like, hey, here's another perspective on what it's like to be a quote-unquote black character in something. So here's a somewhat short list of characters that I consider heroes and heels that may not be immediately obvious. Now, of course, there's a few bait ones in there, but it couldn't be done without putting them in there because there's just simply not enough characters in the world to actually collate a very good list. So let's begin in no particular order. Storm from the X-Men. As one of the first black female superheroes in mainstream comics, she became a symbol of strength and leadership, eventually leading the X-Men. She can manipulate weather, including summoning lightning, and she can even fly by riding wind currents. My personal favorite thing about Storm is the fact that she's basically an Omega level mutant who just doesn't realize how powerful she is. Static Shock, aka Virgil Hawkins, the hero we deserve but never got. Now, if you're watching this, whoever you are, and you have the power and the reach and the influence, please, please, please lobby for a Static Shock game. If not a game, a movie, god damn it, we deserve this. We'll talk about him another time because he's one of the dopest characters to ever really come out during my generation. And there is something to be said about black characters and electricity. Maybe it's the hair. As a teenage hero tackling social issues, Static gave many young viewers a relatable black superhero who balanced real life struggles with heroism. He controls electromagnetic energy, allowing him to manipulate electricity. He can create force fields and ride on metal objects. John Stewart, aka Green Lantern, my personal favourite Green Lantern. I really loved John Stewart from the Justice League Unlimited episodes when I was a kid, man. Sheesh. Bad boy. John Stewart is a no-nonsense military veteran and architect. Stewart became a definitive Green Lantern for a generation through Justice League's animated series. He wields the power of the ring that creates hard-like constructs limited only by his imagination and willpower. Killer Bee from Naruto, aka Eight Tails Jinchuriki. As one of the few powerful ninja who embrace and masters his tailed beast, he represents self-acceptance and breaks stereotypes in anime. He also taught Naruto how to use his tailed beast, so he's low-key a genius. Powers include immense chakra, superhuman strength, and unique swordsmanship and rapping skills. If you're a fan of Naruto or you're interested in the world of shinobi and ninja in Japan, check out this video here. Cyborg, aka Victor Stone. As a founding member of the Teen Titans and a later Justice League member, Cyborg stands as a powerful symbol of resilience and technological prowess. He has a cybernetic body that grants him superhuman strength, advanced technology integration, and weaponry like sonic cannons. And as a bonus, I've decided to add one extra honorable mention: Frozone, aka Lucius Best. A cool-headed hero and loyal friend, Frozone became an iconic part of The Incredibles with his style, humour and memorable one-liners. He can create and manipulate ice by freezing moisture in the air, using it for travel, attack and defense. Now, it's somewhat a shame that some of my favorite characters that when I started this list I was thinking about are technically like rebels slash villains, but I like to look at them more as heels because they have the right idea, but they go by it in their own way, sort of like Punisher. And ironically, it really does feed into that, oh wow, like there is this certain stereotype around black characters kind of thing. And it's sad, but these characters particularly are dope. Again, as a millennial, I'm really happy, and I might even dare say proud of these characters because of what they represent in terms of having a very nuanced character. Number 1 on my heels list is Spawn, aka Al Simmons. Now, I'm somewhat conflicted because I really loved the Spawn movie as a kid. Big up to Michael Jai White, bad boy martial artist, and actually a real great representation of black men in media, like overall during his career. Hats off to Michael Jai White. Put him in more films. Give him Spawn 2. What the hell? But I must say, my favorite version of Spawn is the HBO special, and I really would like to see that get finished because it ends on a crazy cliffhanger. If you want to see a quick explainer for what that show is all about, you can see it here. Spawn redefined what a black anti-hero could be in comics. Dark, complex, and morally conflicted. He's a former assassin reborn as a hellspawn with necroplasmic powers including regeneration, shapeshifting, and control over hellfire. Next on my heel list, and you probably guessed it already, is Blade. My personal favorite version of the character Blade's depiction has to be Wesley Snipes, of course. Again, I'm a 90s baby. When the movie Blade came out, it actually set precedence for what superhero movies could be. Although it didn't explicitly say, hey, this is a superhero movie by Marvel, it really did blow the doors open for what the genre could possibly become. And it helped Marvel to go on to become the big superhero, multi-billion pound making movie franchise that it is today. Blade paved the way for modern superhero cinema, proving that a gritty black lead could headline a successful franchise. Blade's a half human, half vampire, English might I add, with enhanced strength, speed and healing and immunity to sunlight. Next on my heel list is Afro Samurai. Afro! There's not much I can say about this guy because he doesn't speak a lot, which is why he's such a dope character. No, I'm joking. The character of Afro is very nuanced and it paints a picture of dealing with trauma and what that does to a person. He is a really complex character that doesn't need much dialogue because he bounces off Ninja, which is Samuel Jackson. This was probably one of the first times I ever saw a black character in anime. Now, if you watch this channel or you follow this channel, you know I'm quite a big fan of anime. And to see a black character have a main role like that and incorporate like hip hop, Western culture with Eastern culture and like make it kind of feudal times was really a thing. Plus the phenomenon of having someone like RZA produce the soundtrack made it all the more of a banger. Afro blends samurai mythos with hip hop culture, delivering a stylized, mature narrative on grief, legacy and black identity. Master swordsman with peak agility, reflexes and endurance, fueled by vengeance and inner torment. If you'd like to see an in-depth breakdown of some of the themes in Afro Samurai, you can check out the video right here. Bishop from the X-Men. Now, my personal favorite depiction of Bishop is the 90s X-Men series that used to come on Fox Kids, similar to like the Spider-Man one and the Hulk one and Fantastic Four one and the Iron Man one, and you see where I'm going with this, right? 90s rule. Bishop is quite a complex character and they don't really explain too much in that show, but if you go and actually check out his lore, you'll see his backstory is really heavy, like in the future basically being in slave camps and stuff like that. He's a serious guy. As a time-traveling mutant with a strong sense of justice, Bishop brings complexity to heroism by confronting dystopian futures and moral dilemmas. He's capable of energy absorption and redirection, along with expert combat skills and future knowledge. The next one is an interesting one because I was conflicted with picking this character because he represents a lot of different things to a lot of different people. In my heels list, interestingly enough, is Huey Freeman. There's a lot that could be said about Huey Freeman and why I think he fits the category of a heel. Although Huey's always trying to do the right thing, he goes about it in a way where it's very abrasive to people that have different politics, which is something that makes him really lovable as a character and to some people quite despisable at the same time. Huey uses satire and activism to critique systematic racism and social injustice, providing a powerful voice for black political consciousness, a genius level intellect, martial arts expertise, and a sharp revolutionary political insight. Now, for the bonus, again, I was quite conflicted of who I was going to throw in here as an honourable mention, because this character is I don't know if you could say he's a misnomer, because the particular depiction of this character that I like the most is racially ambiguous to say the least, and that is Lex Luthor. My personal favourite depiction of this Lex Luthor is going to have to be the Justice League Unlimited show, where he's somewhat brown. The reason why he fits the heel category and not the straight up villain category, because on many occasions he actually does team up with heroes to save the earth. Lex Luthor embodies the archetype of the brilliant, ruthless antagonist who challenges heroes like Superman, exploring themes of power, control, and moral ambiguity. Genius intellect, master strategist, and access to advanced technology and power armor. So there you have it, a not quite exhaustive list as I would love it to be. Guys are gonna be like, what, no Miles Morales, what, no Killmonger, what, no Black Panther? No, right? There's no need. They're the obvious ones, the bait ones, and they represent something quite different to the list of characters I've laid out here today. Hopefully, maybe we can spin blocks, so to speak, how the young people say it, and really dive into these characters a bit deeper, and maybe I'll even give you my reasons why I decided to consciously leave those people out. And an honourable mention as well, I could have snuck in there for game characters, is the lead character in Prototype 2, and a support character like Drebin in Metal Gear Solid 4. Now, again, you see what I was saying here is nuance, because both characters, well, Drebin has a lot more, how can we say it, lale-lulai lowishness to him, and the dude from Prototype 2 is mostly known as the dude from Prototype 2. So there's something we can talk about later. But seriously though, if you're a black creative that's working on a game or a comic book, a movie, or whatever you're trying to produce with like good representation in it, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to share my platform and help you promote what it is you're trying to do, because I do really think it's important that we have more representation in these spaces, especially like the fictional character, movie world, anime world, comic world, gaming world, because there's not enough. It shouldn't have been this difficult to put together a list, and I really do want to see more of us doing great things, because we're just as great as anyone else. We just don't have the chance to shine. But when we get the ball, to all my non-black viewers and followers, don't feel excluded or like, you know, estranged or anything based on what I'm saying. It's something that hopefully you can come to understand too, as like being a part of this pushing the world towards progress kind of thing. It's important for there to be representation in a movie. You gotta think, when a little kid sees a movie and he never sees himself, what does that make him think? Like, what is his possibilities? If for you, whenever you see anything, you see a representation of yourself, there's not even much for you to even like think about, oh, how come I'm left out of this? Like, it never probably ever crosses your mind, right? Whereas a little black or brown kid feels that all the time. So I hope you've enjoyed this show. As you can tell, I was more inclined to cook up a list of heels than heroes, and I really think I should have given Storm a bit more zest, if you want, like, I don't know. But I like Storm as a character. It's just that the X-Men aren't using Storm correctly the way she needs to be used as a character, of course. Like the narrative with Africa and her son and Apocalypse and that, like that's a whole movie on its own kind of thing. So we're talking more about the cartoons and the comics, right? Because the movie world, movie politics is a bit iffy at best. Remember Gods of Egypt? You know what I mean? Like forget about it kind of thing. So yeah, like really think about what I said here today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If there's anybody bait that I missed, please tell me as well. And hey, if you would like to debate me about what I've said in this video, leave a comment below and we'll talk about it, right?